Disconnected.
Yeah, most definitely, I agree with that. I know that most of our listeners slash viewers are primarily women. Um, as a man, when I know that there are always signs that a breakup is on the horizon, what signs can we look for as women to let us know that indeed a breakup may be coming?
See, that's tricky, and I think that's on an individual basis. That's very specific to a couple,
Mm-hmm.
because someone may be like a man. Sometimes, we don't like to let someone know that we're hurt or you disappointed me. That doesn't feel good or whatever, and we don't use that language, but we might disconnect for a little bit.
Yeah, that's the
And
part.
if I were to tell you that, oh, that's a sign that it's about to be a breakup, that might be a setup. He might just need a little bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
There's different situations, and so I couldn't give a specific thing, but women have intuition.
So that disconnect part, that's a big thing for us. I mean, for us women, because we feel like when a guy disconnects, we start to look at ourselves like we did something wrong. Like we begin to beat ourselves up, like, what did I do? And then we try to fix it. When I know that when you guys disconnect, we can't fix it. There's nothing that we can do about it. Like that has to happen. And so that I think that makes it hard for us, because we're on one side of the wall and you guys on the other side of the wall, and nothing that we can do can break that wall, and we can't see over it.
Well, I don't know if you can. I wouldn't use the word fix, but if a man is disappointed, if his needs aren't being met for that particular situation where he feels like he needs to disconnect, or she's not meeting me where I need to be, giving me what I need in a relationship or what I want at this particular time, a conversation about it, or really getting to know your man and seeing that he's responding this way every time I do this. So I need to, kind of do something different.
Right.
So I wouldn't just totally just say you can't fix it and you can't recover from that. Because that's what a lot of people, that's what we're doing now. Like, we feel like the moment something happens, we're done. We're out. It's like, I can't fix this. He's out. Like, I'm out.
Yeah.
And that's it.
As far as like piggybacking on what you were just saying, it's important for, like, I guess if a man to look inside himself and ask himself if that's something that he really wants in a relationship, that will make a determination as to whether you're going to fight for the relationship, or, like you said, when you say go left and she go right, you ready to say you out of it. But it's really important to just know that, if the person you really truly want to be with that person, then you're going to fight for it. Whatever went wrong, in that particular instance, you want to give it another chance. You want to sit down and have a conversation with that person, and and say, just pretty much just humble yourself and be like, well, baby, I don't understand what went wrong, but I'm willing to sit here and work it out. I think often too many times, especially in this day and age, with social media and everything that's going on and television, and just having access to so many options, basically, a person they just jump ship, as opposed to really just putting their all their energy into what you have right in front of you. And I think we get distracted by what's out there. And you have just like I've seen like a couple of different posts or memes or whatever you want to call them. The as far as social media, we have to keep people out of our relationships. You can't call your best friend or call your mom or call your homeboy when something is going wrong, because they're going to give you a perspective from the outside looking in. And
right.
And they're not the ones that having to go to sleep and wake up to this person. They're not the ones that's dealing with a sickness or dealing with the children or what have you. They're just going to give you their advice based upon what they see. But when it comes to a lasting relationship, your grandparents, they've been married 40, 50, 60 years, and it's not because they went to they ran to their sister or ran to their friend every time something went wrong. Sometimes a person, a man may not even come home that night. Yeah, and I know a lot of, I've counseled a lot of people and talked to a lot of people where they were actually going through these type of things, and it's like, damn, excuse my language, you have to endure that much pain, for somebody that's supposed to, that you willing to, ready to go to sleep and wake up with the next morning. They don't even come home that night. You don't even know where they are. They're not answering their phone calls. They're not answering text messages. And you still have to go to sleep and wake up and get the kids ready and go to work as if nothing ever happened. That's a lot to endure.
Right.
So, Bashae,
I'll add to that real quick.
Go ahead.
Is that telling everybody else that's around you, you're going to forgive them before everybody else around you will. So as you guys work through it in a house, you step out the house, everybody that you told or that's in your business is looking at y'all still together after all that.
Right, exactly.
And naturally, you're not going to go tell everybody, we worked out, it was my fault, it was their fault, they admitted it. Like, that's just not a natural thing to do, how we communicate. We reach out to people and tell them, when we need somebody to talk to, when we're hurt, we reach out to everybody around us, like, guess what, this happened. Like, even if you go back to, like, even in the movies, they demonstrate that too. And with the longevity in the movies, they always say, well, he's just being him, without giving all the details.
Right.
How y'all doing? Oh, we good. He's just doing whatever. And that's how it is. And that's how it needs to be. Social media, everybody's watching.
Yeah.
Everybody has an answer. And everybody has all the questions.
Right.
So, Shay, let me ask you a question. So, your last breakup, what did you do? What helped you the most to heal from your last relationship? What was the primary thing or primary things that helped you to move forward? Because I really truly we always, kind of focus more on the woman, and what we need to do to heal. But we sometimes tend to forget that, men are just as emotional as we are. And so what did you do particularly that helped you to heal past your last breakup?
Well, I'm a writer, so writing helped me out. And I wrote about myself.
Yeah.
And that helped a lot. I also... I had this song, Return of the Mac. It's on repeat for about 3 days. That's all I listen to.
You had to psych yourself out, huh?
Right.
Right. Oh, I'm good.
Yeah.
But I just did a YouTube video about how the difference between men and women, how they handle breakups.
Yeah.
So I talked about how women immediately, they deal with the emotional side of it right away. Mm-hmm. The homegirls come over, you have your good cry, you have your wine or whatever you do.
Yeah.
You watch your movies. Girl, he ain't this. How you feel?
Man, baby.
The moment that we break up as men, like, yo, I'm done. All right, bro, let's go to the club. What you trying to do? Let's we out partying.
Right.
All that, we'll deal with that later. And then we, start dating again immediately. And something doesn't work out, and then all of a sudden, we start to regress and go back to, I miss, like, what happened. Like, let me really think about what happened in that last relationship. And then we start to become introverted, and then we start to focus on ourselves and the relationship. Then we start to miss the person. And so it's like it's a parallel, but one opposite way. And then we hitting y'all up like, hey, what you doing? Like, we forget everything. We forget all the bad stuff.
I know, right?
Until y'all respond with, you know what you did? You're like, oh, I don't want to deal with you anyway.
But why y'all do that, though? But why do y'all do that, though? I mean, like, by the time that we think that we are good and we have gotten over it, and I'm back on my goodness, and I've
got y'all right all over, don't we?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm good. I've cut my hair, or I went and got me this good wig, or I've done all these things. I've been in the gym working out, and I am really feeling every Beyonce song that I have listened to. Right. And then here comes the text message, WYD, what you doing?
Right.
I mean, I guess I don't.
Because at that time, if the relationship was good, so with healing.
Yeah.
We remember the bad things immediately, and then we get over it quickly because we don't stay in that emotion.
Yeah.
So we are good after maybe like, I couldn't get a time on it because everybody's different.
Of course.
I would say like a week, we're good. This is like a week later, it was like, okay, I've been through fights growing up. I've been squashing with my best friends and stuff like that. We fight it out, then we cool and everything.
Yeah.
But that part is just like the emotional part is like, okay, we're down like 2 weeks later. He was like, oh, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad because I'm not exposed to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not in the middle of that.
Yeah.
My emotion is different now. My emotion is I'm cool. The anger turned into cool. The disappointment turned into I'm all right. Now, let me see what she's doing. But the moment we get close to that, it's like, yo, I forgot about you.
Right.
And then we start the process all over. But we don't hold on to a lot. We don't harbor a lot of emotional things for a long time. We exert ourselves differently. We get rid of that energy, and we don't hold it because we've been raised not to hold on to that energy. Like,
right,
get it out, that emotion. Like, if you need to, like, it's okay to fight in the middle. With kids, it's okay to fight and then shake hands.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're taught: fight and shake hands. Get over it.
I want to chime in on what you were just saying, like the difference between the way men and women deal with the emotion. Like you say, the problem with that is like something goes wrong and, you break up and maybe the woman even, she may be done moved on or something, it may be 2 months down the line or whatever, and then you get to the point to where you decide you want to, work it out or whatever, and then it's already too late or whatever. But it's like, like you said, while we were in the relationship, we weren't trying to deal with it because we've detached ourselves. And speaking for myself, I can't speak for all men, but like you said, it's part of our nature. Like we're more selfish in that aspect. We expect her to get over it. It's like, oh, I got over it. Once you get over it, but like you say, because women think differently and they emotional attachment is totally different from the way ours is. It's like at that point, it's like, oh, it's too late now. It's too late now.
I think it goes into a point to where men try to protect themselves from the hurt instead of accepting, the wrong maybe that they did. But I think now they are they try to protect themselves, and we shut down totally. And in shutting down totally, I don't think that's a healthy part of how men move on to the next relationship, because we shut down and be like, oh, it didn't matter no way. When in deep down it mattered, but we're trying to put on that facade like we're okay, and actually we're not okay. We carry those emotions on, and then it may be a time down where we by ourselves and we sitting back thinking, I really lost a good thing, but if I had handled it different, if I hadn't been so macho about the situation and just sat down and actually, sometimes a simple I'm sorry, hey, I messed up. I tell my kids, that I'm sorry. I'm not perfect. I'm gonna make mistakes, but we have to be able to tell our spouses and our significant others the same thing. Hey, I'm not perfect. I'm gonna make mistakes, but the way you correct me in making my mistake is another way in how I'm going to react back to you. If you come at me screaming and hollering and in my face, then you have to be able to accept that's how I'm going to come back at you. The correct way to approach somebody with an issue is approach them the same way you want to be approached. If you go to somebody politely and be like, we had a disagreement, let's sit down and talk about it, and go from there versus, you ain't never doing what I'm telling you to do it. And that tone of your voice, with me personally, if you yell at me, that's it, I'm done. I ain't got 2 words for you after that. I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to see you. I don't want to say, the whole conversation just blew out of the window. I'm on something totally different now. And my wife is pretty much the same way. She don't like being here. Don't. The minute we start, we don't even yell. We communicate.
Right.
If we have an issue, we'll step back. Hey, take a minute.
Right.
Let's regroup and rethink how we're going to interact with one another, because the one thing with arguments is that I found out, I'm just going to say me, is that the things you say in the middle of that argument, you meant them. Don't come back to me and tell me in a few minutes, I ain't mean that, I'm sorry, I was just mad. No, you were telling me the truth. You just, in your anger, was brave enough to say it because you know in the back of your mind you got an out and you can come back and say, hey, I ain't mean that. I was mad. That was anger talking. That wasn't me. You meant it. Your anger your anger made you brave enough to say what's been on your mind the whole while.
Well, let me ask you, fellas, since I got 3 of you fellas here at my disposal, let me ask you a question. So, have you ever, let's just say, I heard you say, Bashae, that, after about a week, you're probably okay, you're doing well, right? So, I've heard this before, and I've had a few of my girlfriends go through this too, and they've voiced this to me. They were in a breakup, and the moment that the breakup happened, it wasn't like a screaming, yelling match, but the guy basically says that he's got a lot going on right now, and he just needs to be by himself, and that he doesn't want to put her through that. But the next week, he has another woman. But after, so what's that?
That's something totally different. I mean, that's 2 different things. That's actually a lot of different scenarios with that. So, if we're calm about it, naturally we're going to be calm because we don't really want to be arguing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Once we get checked out emotionally, psychologically, it's just a process of telling the woman that it's over.
Uh-huh.
So we have already played through her hair like, I'm really done. I don't really want to go forward. I don't want to scream a match. I just want to let her know. And I'm hoping that she gets it. Of course, that's not how it's going to happen, but that's what we're hoping.
Yeah.
So that's why we're calm with it.
Yeah.
But usually in a relationship, and I learned this a long time in my reading, so say if a marriage was 2 years long or a relationship was 2 years long, at that 1 year moment, somebody has already made the decision that it's either I'm going to be gone or we're going to fight through this.
Yeah.
So we're on the fence that whole year.
Wow.
So if you get to the point where you say to make decisions like this over, they've already halfway checked out.
Right.
So it's already an easy transition psychologically, emotionally, because they're emotionally checked out. And it is to that point where they've moved on, they have somebody by the next week, next month, they've already been communicating with them. They've already, to be honest with you, there's always going to be something more appealing than where you're at right now. At all times, especially with the access to social media. But what you're appealing to is not what's reality, because you haven't connected with that person. You haven't been through a hard time with that person. You haven't been through the rough with that person.
Yeah.
You haven't, really had a sit-down conversation. You might be, like I said, I'm going to go back to healing to another person.
Right.
Like I'm beefing with my girl. I'm having a problem with my girl. So let me talk to somebody, or she gets it. You sound so much better right now. Let me see what happens if I went to the next level. And everything was good until y'all get into a situation where you realize, okay, now I realize why you're single too.
Wow.
Because I'm single, you're single. Obviously, something didn't work out with our last relationships. Otherwise, we would be working something out together. I mean, individually with our relationships.
Right, and then so when you guys go through that and y'all end up calling about 3 months later, what's that all about? I mean,
because we've been through the whole process. We thought it was better. But at the same time, we thought it was better, and then we've also gotten over everything bad that we've been through because we're out of that particular moment. Everything is better in that particular moment because when you're in there arguing, you're going through it, you're emotionally attached, you're emotionally invested, you're trying to get your point out, they're not hearing you. You got 3 months later to either process it, because not every time you come to the point that it's right. Sometimes you think, you know what? I'm no longer angry. I no longer want to be right. I no longer want to tell her that she's wrong more than me being right. Just 3 months later, it's like we can have a calming conversation. It's like, you know what? Let's see what's up.
Right.
Let's see
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sometimes we apologize 3 months later.
But most definitely.
Yeah, I think that they found out that the grass wasn't really as green on the other side. It was astroturf. It wasn't real grass. It was astroturf, and they got over there. And astroturf feels a whole lot different than real grass. So that they realized that they really had made a mistake, and what they had was what was best for them. Than what they went out to get. Sometimes, I've said it, before, me and a visual. So we see something and it looks good. And then we see something else and we think it looks better. But a lot of time, I don't know if you've seen like the packages on food. It looks real good on the outside, and sometimes you get it and it can be spoiled on the inside, or the date can be bad. And that's the same thing. We looking at it from an outside view, thinking what's over there is better, and it's not.
Most definitely.
Right.
Well, Mr. Williams, I really do appreciate you coming on and giving us our viewpoint. Tell us what you have going on and what we can look forward to hearing from you in the future.
Well, I have a couple of different things going on. I'm doing Love Joe's Cafe in D.C. here. I just got invited to that. I still have my blog on at BashaeWilliams.com. Yeah, my YouTube is Bashae Williams. Got my Instagram at Bashae Williams. I'm doing Huffington Post as well.
Okay.
And I'm working on my book. My book will be done by April.
Oh, great.
And it's Dear Future Wife, a man's guide and a woman's reference to healthy relationships.
Awesome.
I'm speaking from a man's perspective of just being real. It's not no sugar, sweet, lovey-dovey, all that type of stuff. It's just like, it's the work. And it's going to have a workbook with it. And hopefully you guys will pick it up.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll do.
Will do. Go follow him, namesake Bashae Williams on Instagram. Follow him on Facebook. It's at Paul Williams. And look out for more to come from Mr. Bashae Williams. Thank you again. We surely do appreciate it. We'll be right back after this break, guys. So hang tight. Hey, can you hear me? Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Lifeline Radio Online.
Hello? Hello?
We'll be right back. We're gonna
Uh-oh,
play.
can't
We're
hear
gonna
me.
play a song. We're gonna play a song.
He can't.
Okay.
What happened?
You can't hear you?
No,
That's a regular phone. It's pretty easy.
it did not happen.
Don't plug it back into the system.
It's nothing.
Hello?
Nothing.
There he is.
Is it there? I can't hear him.
Hello?
I can't hear him.
Okay.
Anyway,
Hello?
we hope you're enjoying the show, Lifeline Radio
I got you.
Online.
Hold on.
We're talking about
The volume
breakups.
was turned down.
Okay.
Tune
Hey,
in each
thank
and
you
every
so much.
Sunday,
I really
5
do
p.m. to
appreciate it.
7 p.m. Lifeline Radio Online.
I shared our
Myself,
videos,
the
we're
Ghost.
streaming live on Facebook.
Carrie versus Tilly.
So I shared it and I tagged you.
DJ Grove.
DJ throw it in the house. Hey, why don't y'all call in and let me know what y'all want to listen to so I can get it played for you. Come on, give me a call. Text me in something. Say something. Let me play something for you today.
Hey, DJ Throw, he ready to get on the ones and twos and put in your requests. Give us a call at 346-814-4913, or you can email us your questions or comments or requests at resdt17@gmail.com. resdt17@gmail.com. Email us. Give us a call 346-814-4913. Visit us on the website, lifelineradio.online, and also on Facebook, Relationship Empowerment Solutions. We'll be right back.